Are you ready to make a significant move towards your future in the United States? In this video, I'll walk you through the process of getting your green card by applying for adjustment of status. Get ready to learn everything you need to know to secure your green card and enjoy the benefits it brings. Stick around until the end as I'll share a crucial form that can make your journey smoother. Are you excited, Immigration Nation? Let's get to it! Adjustment of status is the process by which you can change your status from a temporary visa holder or undocumented immigrant to lawful permanent resident, otherwise known as a green card holder. The name came because the identity card they give you was initially green and then it changed to something else, and just recently it's green again. But did you know that adjustment of status can apply in various situations? Whether you got your visa through a family-based petition, i.e. Form I-130, a special job offer from Form I-140, a victim of a violent crime like a U visa, Form I-918, asylum, Form I-589, or cancellation of removal, Form EOIR 42A or B, or even VAWA or Special Immigrant Juvenile, both using Form I-360. Of the millions of undocumented immigrants in the United States, over 40%, half a path towards a visa. Too many have given up because of either incompetence or ignorance. They got bad advice or they just didn't care enough. Even if you have a path, you still need to make sure you respect the deadlines for your visa, prove your eligibility, and make sure you don't disqualify yourself due to criminal conduct. Irrespective of how you got your visa, everyone needs to file for adjustment of status in order to get their green card using Form I-485. To assemble your I-485 package, you need to get organized. I suggest starting with a cover letter explaining that you are applying for adjustment of status, why you qualify, and listing all the documents and evidence you're including in your package. This will make it easier for the immigration officer to understand and approve your case. You want somebody with 30 years experience or 3 days experience to be able to look at your application and say, this is solid. You want them to approve it, and you want them to do it relatively quickly. So lay it out for them. If you'd like a video to explain in detail how to fill out this form, let me know in the comments below. Next, you're going to add a copy of the approval of your current visa. Those are the ones we listed before, like the I-130, the I-140, the I-360, whatever it is that you applied in order to get a visa and it was approved, included here. If you're applying for the visa in addition to your green card, well then obviously you don't have anything to include. Employment form or a U visa application or a VAWA, each one of them has different requirements. So the similar proofs that you included when you filed for your visa, you would need to include now, just update them. What I mean by that is anything after the filing of that initial visa up until date, fill in the blank. So that could be 6 months, that could be 3 years. So it depends on the type of visa you initially filed for, and it depends on how much time has passed since you filed for that. That will determine what the documents you need to include here. But they're the same type of documents you previously provided. You just need to provide updated documents. Additionally, include a copy of your identification documents such as your passport or driver's license along with your birth certificate. The next form to add is Form I-94, which records your entry and exit history from the United States, as well as your complete vaccination record. You also need Form I-693. It's a medical examination conducted by a USCIS authorized doctor, known as a civil doctor. My recommendation is to leave the medical exam until just before you file the package. The exam expires, so if immigration takes too long in reviewing your application, you might need to do it again. Now, what we used to do is file it at the same time with the application. That's when the application was taking 6 months. Then we started waiting until there was an interview notice, and we suggested our clients went to the civil surgeon just before their interview, so it was always up to date. However, now in the past year or two, not every application gets an interview. So we're back to doing it just before the application gets filed. This could change in the future. Just know if you wait too long, it will expire and USCIS will ask you to take it again. Another important document is the affidavit of support. That's Form I-864. I-484, which demonstrates that you have a sponsor in the United States who can financially support you, whether it's a relative, an employer, or a friend. Make sure to include financial evidence from your sponsor, such as salary receipts or W-2 form, and you're going to have to include the most recent income tax record. That's your sponsor's income tax record. And you have to attach it to your application to avoid problems with the public charge. If you don't include Form I-864, your application will be denied. Finally, don't forget Forms I-765 and the I-131. Form I-765 is the application for employment authorization. It will allow you to work legally in the United States and obtain a social security number if you don't already have one. Even if you don't plan to work, let's say you're 5 years old or your child's 5 years old. Social Security is forever, so file for it now, even if you don't need employment authorization. Form I-131 is crucial for obtaining a travel permit to leave the country and be allowed to return to the United States while your application is pending. Now, I don't recommend leaving the US until you get your green card. All it takes is one CBP officer having a bad day and denying your entry to the United States, and you can be sent back to your country. Even if you're ultimately allowed to return, it could take months and tens of thousands of dollars. So if it isn't an emergency, I suggest you wait until you have a green card. Otherwise, you're taking a chance of encountering a problem when you attempt to return to the United States. Because leaving is easy. Coming back, not so much. Unless you're a green card holder or a US citizen. The only people who are guaranteed entry to the United States are US citizens. Once you have all the documents, head to the USCIS website to find the mailing address of where to send your package. What's the next step? USCIS will review your package looking for passport photos, signed applications, and correct filing fees. Keep in mind, fees change. Make sure you check USCIS website before mailing the application. 2 things you're looking for. Where do you want to mail it to? Well, 3 things. Is the application still valid, meaning it wasn't updated and changed? What's the filing fee? Are you sending the correct amount? And where are you sending the package to? Any of those 3 can and do change regularly. If those are correct, they will send you a receipt, Form I-797. If the information is incorrect, they can reject your application and return it to you, or outright deny you and not return your money. After the receipt, USCIS will contact you to schedule your biometric appointment. Want to know more about biometric appointment? Not to worry. In the description below, you're going to find a link to a video where I explain everything you need to know about the biometric process. Finally, you'll likely have an interview with a USCIS officer. As I said before, not every application has to have an interview. It's at the discretion of USCIS. Assuming you are selected for one, the officer will review your application with you and ask you questions in English. If you need a translator, let the officer know at the beginning of the interview. Every office has different procedures. I would even suggest that you include it in your cover letter that you would need a translator. Not all officers will remember, but at least you could say, hey, I told you I needed this, in case they give you a hard time. At the interview, remember to be honest with your answers, but also keep in mind, if you're not asked about something, there's no need for you to volunteer information. There can be tricky scenarios that are difficult to cover in this video. You don't want to volunteer information that gets your application denied. At the same time, you can't lie because that would be fraud and then your application gets denied. If you're unsure what to do, call an experienced immigration attorney, ideally before you file your application. If you didn't have the consultation and go over in detail before filing, certainly before the interview, the risk of waiting that long is you might get your application denied, you might find yourself in removal, you might find yourself unable to avoid a mistake that you already made. Don't wait until the last minute. To help you prepare for a successful interview with the USCIS to obtain your green card, I've created a detailed video that covers everything you need to know about the interview process, from how to dress to how to answer tough questions. This video will give you practical tips to increase your chance of success. You can find the link to this video in the description below. Congratulations on making it this far, Immigration Nation. Now that you've submitted all your documents and completed the interview, it's time to wait for USCIS's response. The adjustment of status process usually takes between 8 to 14 months from beginning to end, but we've had clients that have waited years. So it really depends on the office that you filed, where you'll be having an interview. Is there an interview? Is there biometrics? Do they have your information? Every case is unique. But wait, as I promised at the beginning of the video, I'm going to reveal to you the form that will speed up your adjustment process. If you decide to pay by credit card, you must include a transaction authorization using Form G1450. The fees do change, so again, you have to be careful. In the past, adjustment of status had one bulk price, everything included. Now it doesn't. So there's a fee for the I-485, a separate fee for the I-765 work authorization, and yet another fee for a travel permit form I-131. So only apply for what you need. If you send the wrong amount, your application will be rejected, so check USCIS website before filing. And there's still more, so hold on. I suggest you include Form G1145 in your application. This form will allow you to receive notifications by email instead of just regular mail, which is how USCIS normally notifies you about your case. Just make sure you include their contact as a safe contact. You don't want it to go to spam. Additionally, if you would like to receive frequent updates about your case directly from USCIS, I recommend creating an account on My USCIS and turning on notifications alerts. It's a new system. There's still bugs. Don't be surprised if it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. That's why we're not really using it much for our own clients, because it still has too many mistakes. But when it works great. Applying for adjustment of status can be complicated, as it involves filling out multiple forms. It's important to be well prepared to avoid errors that can cause problems and delays in your process. Consider seeking advice from a specialized immigration attorney to prepare your application. Don't be afraid to ask for help. We're here to assist you in successfully becoming a green card holder. Now you have all the information you need to take the important step towards your American dream. Be sure to leave your comments. If you'd like to receive more detailed information about any aspect of the adjustment of status process, let us know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future videos full of helpful tips for your green card journey. We're in this together, guys. Your dream of getting the green card is closer than you think. Don't stop now. Until next time. Hey, did you like the video? I invite you to watch another video where I share more tips on how to protect your reputation as an immigrant. Until next time.